Hello, let's do the Netflix puzzled Starstruck for February 5th. We'll do the easy and hard. I'm going to take a look at the easy and then determine whether I'm going to do a logical solve first or I'm going to do a speed solve and then do the logic after. Because I do want to. I did get a request to show a speed solve and I completely failed at that yesterday because it was too difficult for that. And I should have just taken it systematically. But anyway, this is a very long intro. How many have scrolled already? Okay, so we are going to load up the easy. I'll take a look and I'll tell you whether I'm going to do a speed or logical. All right, I'm going to do speed on this one. There you go. That's what I call a plonker, 10 seconds. So anyone who is like, what's a plonker? How long should they take? That's a plonker and it takes 10 seconds. I will actually load up an incognito window now and redo it. And I will tell you what the logic was. But like I said, it is just kind of a plonker. So there's not going to be much logic to talk about. But I will do that right now. All right. Here it is. I'm going to scroll down a bit. All right. So how do you play this game? Ooh, they kind of enhanced this how-to here. I haven't seen that before. All right. It was static images last time I looked. So the goal of this game is in each row, each column, and each colored region, we are placing exactly one star. So not zero, not two. And so also stars can't touch each other, even diagonally. So I couldn't put a star here and a star here. That wouldn't be allowed. So immediately the spot here is that we have a gray region that's only one cell. So we must place a star in it. Now I can see that like as I'm placing that star, I'm already scanning the column and row. And I'm seeing that light blue now has only one place, and also light green, and also the green has only one place. And then I saw that makes this yellow region have only one star. So you're kind of, as you place the stars, you're looking ahead to see what it's going to do. And then you see that orange has only one place, red has only one place, brown has only one place, dark blue has only one place. So it takes a minute when explaining, including going over the rules. It takes 10 seconds if it's speed run. All right, so we are going to switch back to my non-incognito. Write it in 10 seconds. Oops, that didn't work, did it? Where is it? I'm going to close the other one. How about that? That worked? That worked. Okay, sorry about that. All right, let's continue and do the hard. I'll just do a logical solve of the hard. I don't think it's worth trying to speedrun it, but that should give you an idea of what that looks like for the easy. All right, so this orange region has to use the column, so the rest of the column's not in. This is a common formation. You can just kind of automatically click those out because they see the entire brown region. We can't eliminate everything from brown, so those aren't allowed. What else am I seeing region-wise? This says 23. So it says 1, 2, 3, actually. That's why the puzzle's called 1, 2, 3. I forgot to go over the name of it. All right. Here's where I start looking to see if stuff lines up, because I'm not seeing any shapes that are helpful. So like what I do is I tend to start at the edges first and just kind of build our way up. So, and I just keep a mental note of how many rows have I gone through and how many regions have I seen. So this is 2 regions in 1 row. I now have a total of 4 regions in 2 rows. So I'm starting to give up hope. And I see that every time I add a row, I'm adding at least 1 more region. So we're not going to build up from there. From the top, we start with 3 regions, and then we add 2 more, and then we add 2 more. So that's not going to work. Here we get it. So left side, we start here, we have 2 regions. Now we have 3 regions. We still have 3 regions, and we've caught up with 3 columns. So what am I talking about there for those who don't know this technique? What I'm talking about here is to the left of this red line, I have 3 columns, meaning I have exactly 3 stars. Where are those 3 stars going to get placed? Because I can't repeat them in a region. Well, I only have 3 regions. So there's going to be 1 star in each region. 1 in this orange, 1 in the red, and 1 in the blue, dark blue. Meaning if you're red or dark blue, then or orange, and you're outside of those columns, you can't actually be a star. And now we want to follow up on what we just did. And I see this column here must give a star to this light blue, meaning light blue doesn't get another star outside of that column. And now this column here must give a star to yellow, and so the rest of yellow is out. All right, so now I'm seeing this column must place a star. So our first star is placed in this light orange region. This column must give it to green, so the rest of green is out. I'm noticing that brown and gray line up, which I completely missed, but now we've already done the eliminations for that, so whatever. Is there anything else I might have missed here? Because that kind of fizzled. One of these three. Not seeing it. All right. What about yellow? Yellow has 2 left. Okay, I mean, these kind of deductions may or may not be immediately helpful or ever helpful, but I like to use them if I see them. So what I'm seeing is that we either have in this column, it's always nice to focus on rows or columns that have only 2 options because then you can just kind of look ahead. So the look ahead here is this that I saw was this, a star here would eliminate this, and a star here would eliminate all 3 of these. So the consequence of this star is that we place a star here. So this star here, a star here eliminates all of these and would put a star here. The only other option is I put a star up here. So the conclusion is that one of these 2 circles must be a star. And we know it's not both because they touch each other. But at least, but exactly one of these will be a star. That's guaranteed. Because we can't put a star down here and here that they would touch. So the consequence of that is that this cannot be a star because it sees this in the row and it touches this one. I don't think there's any other cells that have the same property. But that, like I said, in my own solves, I see that, I just click it off. I don't, if I have to sit and explain it, maybe it's not worth it, but we're not going for time here. We're going to help people with Starstruck logic. So anyway, that's the goal. Is there anything else I can say about the fact that it's one of these 2 or one of these? I mean, this is never in because remember I said that within here we have exactly 1 star. And so that's a shape. Like if I actually outline it this way, you might actually recognize this shape, right? This shape here eliminates that, right? So if you can find shapes like that that are non-traditional, like not in one region, you can still utilize it. But again, these are just like really small nibblings that might not ultimately help. What's kind of a grand gesture we can do instead of a nibble? I'm still not like able to combine stuff appropriately here. Column wise, I think we've done our best combining. Row wise, this gets in the way is an issue. Yeah. Oh, no, sorry. I was misseeing things. Never mind. So we may have to look ahead further. One of these 2 is in. So that, okay. This is kind of a non-traditional lineup here, but we're going to have exactly 1 star here. Remember, we proved that already. And so if I were to draw this line here, notice that green will have a star in it. Brown will have a star in it. So we're going to have 1 here. We're going to have 1 here. We're going to have 1 star in one of these 2. All of that is contained in those bottom 3 rows. So that's 3 stars. So if you're not those cells, you're not going to have a star in above this line. And so now this is a formation that eliminates from the here and here because they touch it all. And that leaves just 1 place in dark blue, 1 place in orange, 1 place in red, 1 place in light blue, Place in gray, yellow, brown, green. All right. That was a neat little bit of logic there. I wish I'd seen that a little bit earlier, but that's okay. All right. Well, how'd you do?